letters.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of green. It's kind of green on the top of the letters.
Uh-huh. So my question is that one of your favorite colors?
Yeah, it's my favorite color. Those
It's
are
your,
one of my favorite colors.
all right. So we're going to read the story today, or we will read more about the story, Koko the parrot. What do you remember so far about Koko the parrot? The parrot. What do you remember?
Yeah. I remember the part where they got the perfect pet, which is the parrot Koko.
Mm-hmm.
And they were also teaching Koko how to talk.
They were teaching Koko how to talk. Do you think it's
Yeah.
going to be easy to teach Koko how to talk?
No, everything is kind of hard.
Everything is kind of,
Yeah, everything is kind of hard.
yeah. Do you think do you think Koko really wants to learn how to talk?
Yeah, because most parrots talk.
Hmm. Have you ever seen a
Most,
parrot?
no, I just saw a parrot fly, but I didn't see a parrot closely.
Okay, you didn't see one closely. All right, let's take a look at our book today. Koko the parrot. Now, what has happened to my book? Let's see. My book should be somewhere in here. Let me know when you can see the book. I'm going to try and share the screen. Share the screen. Can you see the book?
Yes, yeah, I can see the book.
And read the title for me.
Hello, Koko.
Hello, Koko. All right. So now we are reading. We know that they were on the balcony. What are they doing on the balcony?
Watering the flowers.
They are watering the flowers. Who is watering the flowers?
Grandmother is watering the flowers.
Yes, grandmother is watering the flowers. What are they doing here?
Is it looking at feeding birds?
They're feeding the birds. And what is this thing? What is this?
And that's a chair.
That's a chair. We may also call that a bench. Now,
Yeah,
now I think they're in the library. What are they doing in the library?
reading books. Matt is reading books.
Matt is reading books. Okay. Oh, what is Matt looking at now?
Matt is looking at the parrot Koko.
Yes, he's looking at the parrot Koko. Now we got to chapter 2, and we see that Matt has something in his hands. What does Matt have in his hand?
Koko.
Yes, he has Koko in his hands. He's sitting at the table now. What is he doing at the table?
Looking at the bird. Looking at Koko.
Do you think he's just looking at Koko?
Yeah, looking at Koko and maybe saying hello.
Yes, he's looking at Koko and saying hello to teach Koko how to talk. Now I think we,
oh, sorry.
okay, we'll start to read here. After a week, let's start to read here.
After a week, Koko stopped looking away when Matt said her name. She seemed to listen to Matt was saying sometimes.
She seemed to listen to what?
Seemed to listen to what Matt was saying. Sometimes Koko looked at Matt and tilted her head to the side, so Matt did too. Look, tilted.
Laugh, Nana.
Did you two look at you too? Actually, and tilted her head side to side, so Matt did too. Look at you. Two laughed.
Nana.
Nana, You look so funny.
Okay. All right, listen. After a week, Koko stopped looking away when Matt said her name. She seemed to listen to what Matt was saying. Sometimes Koko looked at Matt and tilted her head to the side. So Matt did too. Look at you two, laughed Nana. You look so funny. So this is tilting your head. Can you tilt your head? Can you tilt your head?
Like
No,
this.
no, that's glance. No, no. Look at my head.
I still don't see your head.
This is
Maybe
tilt.
I need to. Yeah, I see it.
Okay, tilt your head. Can you see me?
I feel I can't.
All right, let's see. Stop sharing. All right, you see my head?
Yeah.
This is tilt,
So this
tilt,
is called tilting.
but not, do it slowly, slow.
Like this.
And this is glance. This is glance, okay?
Yeah.
Tilt, tilt for me. Glance. Yes, yes, very good. Now we know two words, tilt and glance.
Tilt and glance.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Do you see my screen?
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Okay. Now let's read. Matt decided.
Matt decided to keep a chart
Mhm.
of what he was teaching Koko. He wrote down the words he tried to teach her, how much time he spent talking to her, and whether replied.
Whether
Maybe
she
you should
whether she
change.
replied.
She replied. Whether she replied. Maybe you should change the words now and then so Coco doesn't get bored. Nana suggested and try to keep the lesson short so Coco doesn't get tired.
Matt decided to keep a chart of what he was teaching Coco. What is a chart, Ryan?
I don't know what a chart is.
You do or you do not?
I do not.
A chart is where you write down what you plan to do. It's like a list.
Like a list.
Mm-hmm.
A chart is something you plan to do.
Yes, that's exactly right. A chart is something that tells you what you're going to do. He wrote down the words he tried to teach her, how much time he spent talking to her, and whether she replied. Maybe you should change the words now and then, said Koko. Doesn't get bored, Nana suggested, and try to keep the lessons short so Koko doesn't get bored or get tired. Do you like long lessons, Ryan?
I like long lessons.
You you like long
I know
lessons?
a long word called different. Different.
Wow, what does that word different mean? What does that mean?
Something kind of similar to something else.
Okay,
Kind of similar.
different would be not similar, but something that is not similar to something else.
Not similar.
Mm-hmm. Here is the chart.
Okay, day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, words.
Yes.
Hello, hello, Coco, hello, Coco. Hello, Matt, Coco, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Time, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 4 minutes. Result, nothing, 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 nothing.
Okay. So what does this nothing mean? Does it mean that Coco was able to repeat?
Nothing means something.
It means there wasn't anything happening. There wasn't
There was
anything happening.
nothing happening.
That's right. Nothing was happening. But
Nothing
Matt was going to continue trying to teach Koko to speak. Even though his chart shows nothing resulted, he's going to continue to try. Let's read about a silent bird. Can you read chapter 3?
Okay. A silent bird.
Okay. After 3 weeks,
After 3 weeks, Koko still hadn't said a word. Koko is never going to talk, complained Matt. He wondered if he was doing something wrong. He'd read a book about parrots from the library, but nothing seemed to work. Why doesn't she talk back? She asked. She just stares at me. He felt like giving up.
So, how many weeks did Matt work with Koko?
Every 3 weeks.
Yes, he worked with Koko for 3 weeks. Could Koko say something now?
No, he never said a word.
He never said a word. Did Matt think he was doing something wrong?
Yeah.
Okay. What did he read? What did he read to? What did he read to? What did
A book about parrot from the library.
Where did he get the book?
From the library.
From the library. What does Koko do?
Koko just stares at Matt.
Yes, Koko just stares at Matt. Even though Matt was reading all of these books, Koko just only stared. Okay.
Nana, tried to comfort Matt. Koko probably needs more time. We have to wait for her to decide to trust us, she said. Just keep trying. She's still good company. Even if she doesn't talk. Although he was upset, Matt knew Nana was right.
Okay.
Koko will talk when she's ready to talk. He agreed with a heavy
sigh. Sigh, like, oh. Yes, that's a sigh. Nana tried to comfort Matt. Koko probably needs more time. We have to wait for her to decide to trust us, she said. Just keep trying. She's still good company, even if she doesn't talk. Although he was upset, Matt knew Nana was right. Koko will talk when she's ready to talk. He agreed with a heavy sigh. So do you think Matt wants Koko to start speaking?
Yeah. Matt wants Koko to start speaking.
Yeah.
Actually, parrots don't speak. They copy. They repeat.
Okay, so parrots will be able to repeat. So when the parrot is repeating, isn't he speaking?
Yeah.
Yes.
The parrot speaking.
Yes, so a parrot can speak, but we could say that they only think of words that they've heard. All right, let's read. Matt wasn't ready
to completely give up on Koko. So he started giving her whenever he talked to her.
started
started giving her treats whenever he talked to her.
Mhm.
Koko really liked those nuts, but we brought for her. We brought it for her, said Nana. I know, Matt laughed. When he sees one in my hand, she gets so excited. I trade her a treat for making a sound.
Okay. Matt wasn't ready to completely give up on Koko, so he started giving her treats whenever he talked to her. Koko really likes those nuts we bought for her, said Nana. I know, Matt laughed. When she sees one in my hand, she gets so excited. I trade her a treat for making a sound. What does Matt give to Koko when Koko makes a sound? What does Koko get? What does Koko get when she makes a sound?
Treat.
Yeah, she gets sweets. Do you think that will help?
Yeah, I think
Okay,
it will help.
I think it will help too. Where did Matt get the where did where did Matt get the nuts?
Maybe from a store.
Maybe grandma? Did
And
grandma?
grandma had some in jar.
Yeah,
Maybe grandma had some in a jar.
mm-hmm. And she gave them to Matt. All right,
And
let's
she
find
gave
out.
them to Matt to feed Koko.
Matt's fingers are very close to Coco's mouth. Do you think Coco might bite him?
No, he only bite the treat.
He only bites the treats. All right, let's
Yeah.
find out what happens next.
I think the treats did the trick, said Matt. She trusts me more, and I feel closer to her too. You have a good relationship with her, smiled Nana. She's part of the family now.
Okay. I think the treats did the trick, said Matt. She trusts me more, and I feel closer to her too. You have a good relationship with her, smiled Nana. She's part of the family now. Is Coco a part of the family?
Koko is part of the family now.
Okay.
Koko is part of the family.
Does Coco trust Matt?
Koko trusts Matt. Koko does trust Matt.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember that word relationship from our other story?
Yeah, I remember it.
And do you remember the word friend?
I remember the word friend.
So, what type of friend can a pet make? What type of friend can
A surprising answer?
no? What type of friend can a pet make? You can play with a pet. You can go outside.
You can go outside and play a game of friends. I'm talking about a dog, but this is a parrot.
Yeah,
Parrot.
but maybe the parrot can fly away and pick up a leaf or a limb or a branch or something. Maybe.
Maybe only a leaf because his beak is small. We call bird mouth a beak.
That's right. A bird's mouth is a beak. Let's read chapter
Surprise. Okay, now I'm gonna read the chapter 4.
4.
A
Okay.
surprising answer.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 4.
Okay. What do you see in the picture?
I see Matt going to school and Nana brooming the floor and Koko is in her cage.
Mm-hmm. Nana is sweeping the floor with the broom. What is Nana doing?
Sweeping the floor with the broom.
Yes. And Coco is on the table.
Finally, after several weeks, Matt had a big surprise when he come from home school.
Is this come?
Hello, he said.
Came. When he came home.
When he came home from school, hello, he said. said to Nana. Then Matt walked over to Coco's cage. Hello, Coco. Who is the smartest bird in the world? He asked.
Finally, after several weeks, Matt had a big surprise when he came home from school. Hello, he said to Nana. Then Matt walked over to Coco's cage. Hello, Coco. Who's the smartest bird in the world? He asked. What do you think Coco said? Do you think Coco spoke?
The smartest bird in the world. Coco.
You think that's what he said?
Yeah.
Let's find out. Coco looked.
Coco looked at Matt and squawked, Matt, Nana. Matt nearly fell over when he heard Coco say her first proper words. I guess I taught Coco a few things today, laughed Nana. Now Coco trusted them. She was ready to talk.
Awesome. So why is Coco ready to talk? Why is Coco ready to talk now?
Because he has, actually I don't know. Oh, I know. Because
why is Coco ready to talk?
Coco trusted them now.
Yes, because she trusted him now. Do you think Matt is happy that Coco is talking?
Matt is happy that
Yes.
Coco's talking.
Yes, he's very happy. Let's find out, what did Coco say? Oh, well, we don't know what Coco said because that is the end of the book. All right.
I want to see what.
This is just this is our chart, but we won't make this, we won't do this.
That's for chapter 4. Let's go to the chapters. Let's go back to the chapters.
Okay, there,
Let's go back to chapter 1.
All right, I think that was the end of it there. So what? Okay, I'm going to let you read.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to let you read the entire story, the entire book. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay. Chapter 1.
Chapter 1, The Perfect Pet. Matt lived with his grandmother, Nana. He said, I think we should get a pet. A pet could keep you company when I'm at school. I'd like some company, Matt, but what pet should we get? We don't have much space here. Matt and Nana talked a long time about different pets. Then one day when they were talking at the park, one day when they were at the park feeding the birds, Nana stood up suddenly and I think I know the perfect pet for us, Matt. She said, let's go. Matt and Nana caught the bus to the library where they read some books about pets. Nana grew even more sure about what pets she wanted. When he finished reading, Matt said, you're right, Nana. It will be the perfect pet for us.
This word is they.
They.
Okay.
Matt and Nana went to the pet store. Look, Nana, Matt said, pointing to a cage that stood next to the counter. She's the most beautiful parrot. She'll be good company for the both of us. We can name her Koko. If If you take good care of them, parrots can be wonderful pets, said the store owner. Now, you can build a great friendship with them too. Chapter 2, Learning to Talk. Matt and Nana brought Koko home. Koko is only 6 months old, said Nana. The book said that most parrots can learn to talk if you start teaching them when they are young. Let's try, said Matt. I'll help you, offered Nana with a single smile. It's best if you start with single words and short phrases. She continued, they are easy for birds to learn. At first, it was fun trying to teach Koko to talk. Matt began by saying hello to her every morning. Hello, Koko, Matt said cheerfully. Koko would only glance at him and then turn away. I remember the word glance.
Yes, that's right. Glance. Okay, very good.
After a week, Koko stopped looking away. When Matt said her name, she seemed to listen to what Matt was saying. Sometimes Koko looked at Matt and tilted her head to the side. So Matt did too. Look at you two, laughed Nana. You look so funny. I also remember the word tilted.
That's right. You remember the word tilted. Awesome.
Matt decided to keep a chart of what he was teaching Koko. He wrote down the words he tried to teach her. Whether she replied, maybe you should change the words now and then. Koko doesn't get bored, Nana suggested, and tried to keep the lessons short so Koko doesn't get tired.
Okay. So we know that this is the chart. We won't read the chart. We'll go on to chapter 3.
Chapter 3, A Silent Bird. Okay. After 3 weeks, Koko still hadn't said a word. Koko is never going to talk, complained Matt. He wondered if he was doing something wrong. He'd read every day about books about parrots from the library, but nothing seemed to work. Why doesn't she talk back? He asked. She just stared at me. He felt like giving up. Nana tried to comfort Matt, but Koko probably needs more time. We have to wait for her to decide to trust us. She said, just keep trying. She's still good company, even if she doesn't talk. Although he was upset, Matt knew Nana was right. Koko will talk when she's ready to talk. He agreed with a heavy
Sigh.
sigh. I forgot.
What's a sigh?
Sigh.
Yes, that's a sigh.
Matt wasn't ready to completely give up on Koko. He started giving her treats whenever he talked to her. Koko really liked those nuts. We brought
Okay,
for
this is
her.
good. We bought. We bought for her. Bought.
We bought for her. I know for her, said Nana. I know, Matt laughed. When she sees one in my hand, she gets so excited. I trade her a treat for making a sound. I think the treats did the trick, said Matt. She trusts me more, and I feel closer to her too. You have a good relationship with her, smiled Nana. She's part of the family now. Chapter 4, a surprising answer. Finally, after several weeks, Matt had a big surprise when he came home from school. Hello, he said to Nana. Then Matt walked over to Coco's cage. Hello, Koko. Who's the smartest bird in the world? He asked. Koko looked at Matt and squawked. Nana. Matt nearly fell over when he heard Koko say her first proper words. I guess I taught Koko a few things today, laughed Nana. Now Koko trusted them. She was ready to talk. That's all. Matt and Nana.
Very nice reading. Very nice reading. So thank you so much, Ryan. And I want to say that so many people in the group have sent you hearts and thumbs up. They are saying that you are doing a great job with your reading.
Awesome.
And you did. You were totally awesome. And I appreciate that. Thank you so much for letting me work with you for these past 5 days. Did you enjoy working and reading with me?
Yeah, I enjoyed.
Okay, it was my pleasure to do the same. I'm going to, so if anyone is interested in having reading sessions for your small children, contact me and I'll tell you what you might need to do to